So of course we made videos already about Vice getting lots of backlash for putting out that video about Andrew Tate where a woman was speaking out. But before we get into his full response and explaining exactly what happened with all these women she was speaking about, some of the stuff has been debunked. Firstly, the owner, Andrew Tate, retweeted something about the owner today as well. He's been exposed before and actual marches have been against him for reporting on fake news on other stuff. Now we'll break down his situation in a future video if you guys want to see that. In that clip, she said that Andrew Tate got the woman drunk with around 5 bottles of wine. Andrew Tate's friend responded by saying, I weigh over 100 kgs. If I had drank 5 bottles of wine himself, bought the standard drinks, I would be comatose. The lies are ridiculous at this point. Now we're going to get into a clip of him explaining everything because believe it or not, this happened many years ago and has been dragged up now, but it's a lot of detail and worth watching to the end. But first, before we get into that, guys, if you guys think he is not guilty, leave a like on this video. If you guys still believe he's guilty, then dislike. I want to see what you guys think.
Say it, man. I got hit with a Me Too case.
Oh, really?
So I've lived this hell.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't actually a Me Too case. It wasn't a rape case. It was a false. A girl lied and said I hit her when I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in my apartment. And long story short, she was in my apartment. I just started the cam business. She drank too much wine. Western women, man, just crazy. Drunk too much wine, threw up everywhere, like an idiot. I said, clean up. We had a cleaner. She goes, no, the cleaner's coming tomorrow. I said, the cleaner's not cleaning up. You're sick. You're not leaving this sick all night. Clean the fucking house. What's wrong with you? Wouldn't listen to me. Got all her shit threw out the window. I was just like, you're getting the fuck out of here. So I said, get out. She stormed out. Anyway, I owed her some wages, some money, which I refused to pay her, $500 or something. I refused to pay her. And then 3 months later, out of nowhere, I was in bed with another girl, 5 a.m., and I hear a knock on the door, 5 a.m. And for some reason, I just knew it was the police. Like instinctually, I've heard that knock on cops or some shit. I just knew. I was like, fuck. I said to the girl, I said, I think you're going to have to go. She goes, is that your girlfriend? I said, I wish it was my girlfriend. It's something else. And when I opened the door, they'd sent the crazy man squad. They had full riot gear, tasers, everything, because they must have Googled me up. So I opened the door to like fucking RoboCops,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I was like, what the fuck is this for? And they're like, you're for assault. You assaulted this person. I didn't assault. No, I said, I didn't assault anyone. He said the right thing to calm me down. So I'm not saying I was going to resist and whatever, but I was like, what the fuck's happening? He goes, bro, I don't know about your case. They just sent me to bring you in. I'm like a collection delivery service. I got to bring you in. I don't know anything about your case. If you're innocent, I'm sure you'll walk. That's what he said. So I went with him. Long story short, 4 years. It took me 4 years to beat it. In fact, it took me 4 years to beat that case. That's how long ago this was. 4 years. Even though I had the time she got kicked out of the house, I had proof. I had other girls who went in on my side. I had 9 witnesses say she was lying. I had text messages from her saying she's going to ruin my life. I had all the evidence in the world, and she had nothing but her word of mouth. And it took 4 years for me to beat that case. 4 years of legal fees. 4 years of being on bail. And then when they arrested me the first time, they left me in a cell for 2 days and raided my house and took every phone and every laptop. Went through my entire life and found 10 new charges to charge me with. So it's not even just the first thing that I got cleared of. Then it's making a video while driving on your phone. Not use your phone while driving. Fucking every single
trying to find things.
Ruin your life.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept calling me in for these interviews. And I was sitting there like, are you fucking serious in front of these 2 female cops saying, you're a detective. You can't detect. This is obviously she's motivated by the fact that I fired her and she loves me and I owe her a little bit of money. You can't detect this fallacy. This is insanity. You know, and because I'm a kickboxer and because I have a big mouth, they were so sure I was guilty. They just were desperate to lock me up. It was insane.
I think a lot of that stuff comes from white knights who want to sort of teach an alpha a lesson. You know, like they want to find some way to defend Milady's honor, but also I think that there's an aspect. I tell guys this all the time. I say I think that there's a quantifiable difference between a guy who's blue pill and he's beta and a guy who is blue pill and he seems like he wants to think that he's alpha or he has some authority to sort of exercise over other guys. And these guys end up making the worst white knights or the worst AMOGs and will find ways to make your life as difficult as possible because they believe that if they do so, that it will endear them to women all over the world. Like if a woman is within shouting distance of, or, you know, watching them go do something like this, even anonymously on an online chat, they will be happy to try to take you down a notch. They want to teach you a lesson kind of thing. And I think that gets into a lot of the stuff you're talking about here, especially when it's illegal. Yeah.
Bro, man, before this, because this was my first genuine experience with the police. And I kind of had faith in the police system until this experience. But when I tell you that those guys personally hated me, it was not a professional thing. They took my phones and laptops. They went through my shit. They thought, this motherfucker has too much pussy. I can't stand this guy. Look at his Lambo and his chicks. He needs to go to damn jail. They didn't like me. Mm-hmm. And what you're describing is the police officers. Inside out, the little tech guy going through my laptop, seeing his dream girl over and over again, you know, all these different, you know, redhead, blonde, whatever. He's sitting there. He wanted me in jail more than anyone. The fact it took 4 years when I had 9 witnesses and it was against word of mouth, it was insanity. It's just complete crazy land. And that's one of the reasons I left the West, when I realized that any woman who you've ever interacted with in your life ever can make up a lie 20 years later and have you in a cell for 2 days while they raid your house and go through your entire personal life. So I ain't fucking living under this system. This is garbage. You know, I probably could have got away with, you know, staying in England, whatever, but I just didn't feel comfortable anymore. Some of the interviews I had with these police officers, I made them look so foolish, like so ridiculously foolish. And the fact that it still took years to clear my case was insane. Like I can orate myself well. I can present myself well. I'm a smart person. You know, I'm a fighter, but I also have an intelligent side to me. Luckily, otherwise I might be in a cell right now if I was a thug idiot, you know, even though I was still innocent. But I made them look so foolish with every single question that they couldn't even interview me anymore.
Well, let me throw this one out there, because I know if I don't say this, somebody's going to put it in the chat or somebody's going to put it down in the comments here. There are going to be guys who are going to say, don't you think the risk is too much? Don't you think that the juice isn't worth the squeeze? You yourself have now even gone through a Me Too episode or whatever. Granted, you were smart enough to get out of the United States and get away to Romania, but a lot of guys would argue that maybe even in Eastern Europe, you're going to start seeing westernized feminism and the laws follow you over there. I will guarantee you that at some point we'll have a MGTOW in the chat or in the comments here saying this is why you shouldn't deal with women whatsoever. Like this is why you shouldn't have a girlfriend. This is why you shouldn't. Well, you should never marry, but this is why that you should not have or minimize as much as possible your engagement with women. But it seems to me like you have kind of turn that around, because that's the money you make. You basically have a cam girl business, and so you're kind of using that the state of things to your own advantage. Well, so what would you say to guys who say it's not worth it for it's too risky to engage yourself?
I think that first things first, Rollo. I'm going to eat while I'm on cam with you. I got a steak. My girlfriend.
Not an interview. It's just two guys talking.
She was hiding in the background trying to be quiet while she brought me my food, so she didn't want to get, ruin the thing. So the truth is this: if you're a man and you want a happy life, you're going to need some degree of interaction with women. I don't believe there's any man out there who's completely happy to never have a girl ever. Like, we're all red-blooded males. Okay, maybe I overkill it, but I have the ability to do that. I'm fortunate, so whatever. But I do believe you need a relationship with females. But you do need to be smart. I learned a lot from that whole scenario. I learned a shitload I learned a lot. And I learned a lot, especially about digital proofs and stuff. You need to be careful with what you text, what you say. You need to be very careful. And even in one of my, I'm not trying to plug or anything, but I have a dating course. I'm selling a product on how to get girls. And I explain that you have to be careful with what you say, because even things like, they were digging, when I was in my police interviews, they were digging up text messages saying, you said to this girl that she better come over at 9. Why did you use the word better? Like literally, oh yeah, better you come at 9. Like they're trying to perceive threats that don't exist. They're trying to, so you have to be so careful with now how you text, what you say. And that's why in the course I sell, I'm like, no, you have to do it this way. You have to do it this way. You have to do it this way. So I've learned a lot. And I am fortunate being in Eastern Europe because none of that shit flies here. It's just not in the culture. There's no rape culture garbage. It's not taught. It's not thought of. No one really does it. A girl wouldn't stay around your house unless she wants to have sex with you because she understands that why the fuck would she stay around your house otherwise? They don't play those in-between games. It's not that kind of place. But I do think you need to have a healthy interaction with women or you're never going to be fully fulfilled. So I think you just have to be careful of it. It's unfortunate, but it's just the path you have to go down. You just have to be very aware of it, very careful, especially post, and beforehand. And if you manage it carefully, you should be okay. I mean, the only reason I got caught up is because I threw her stuff out in the street and wouldn't pay her money. So I guess
this all happened in the United States. So
in London.
Oh, it did. Oh, this happened in London. Okay. Well, jeez. Yeah. I don't think the UK is all that much better than the US to those kind of laws.
I've kept you updated on everything that's happened so far. And is there any update on him getting out with his appeal or any information that comes out on him speaking from inside? I'll keep you guys posted. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe with a notification bell.